All right, welcome in everyone to Valhalla Esports Season 6. This is the playoffs, Week 1. We brought you 2 live game series so far this week. We're bringing you one of the other series, the vodcast. These games have already happened. Some people may already know the results, so please keep those to yourself. No spoilers. But we're going to go ahead and bring you this series tonight. With me is Hailstorm and Evbot. How you doing, gentlemen?
Fantastic as always.
Excellent. Glad
Good
to hear it.
evening.
How you doing, Hailstorm?
Got a baby on me.
All right, so he's going to be taking it easy for.
Baby diff.
He's going to be a little bit baby dipped in this this first game of this series, and the series we are bringing to you again is in the title. But right now, HYG Stoner Nation, HYG the number 4 seed versus Stoner Nation the number 5 seed. Stoner Nation going into playoffs lost their AD carry, so they'll be playing with a sub throughout the rest of playoffs. That sub this week was Cookie Meth in the top lane, and then a bit of a roster shakeup there with Boosted Sandwich going mid and support Cop, Jungle's Casual Plebs, AD Carry Redacted, and HYG rocking their full lineup the way they've been going the second half of the season, running Zuck, which is more well known as Jad's dad in the top lane, Jungle HYG TJ, mid HYG Marbra, AD Carry HYG Jeffrey Crazy, and support HYG Bonkers. What do you think about this matchup, Evbot?
Just absolute two veterans of Valhalla. I think these two teams are well established within this league. Bonkers and Boosted. We've seen this matchup multiple times with obviously two different lineups every single time. But this iteration of both teams, I think, are incredibly strong. We've seen the highs and lows of HYG over the past few seasons. So it's good to see the both of them making playoffs here and getting to square off in this first round, especially this jungle matchup. Especially, we've seen TJ pop off multiple times in the past on some of his more aggressive early game picks, and then obviously Casual's jungle pool is well known to get 3-banned and even 5-banned out sometimes. So I think that matchup especially is really entertaining for me. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if TJ's on point here. These are some of the top junglers in this league. Both of them have absolutely game ruining potential with some of their picks and their gameplay.
For sure.
But yeah. All right. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get into the draft for game number 1. No fancy graphics or anything. Didn't have time to rebuild the draft walls. But they did take the screenshots, coming a bit fuzzy with the overlay, so we're just going to go ahead and get into it. HYG actually being able to pick up Mel for the first overall pick, looks like. Haven't been able to see Mel much, so this should be an exciting one. So they went Mel, Diana, Ashe, Nautilus, and Set. So they got some beefy front line that want to run at you, the all-in dive, and it looks like overall good team setup. Stoners Nation, they did give over that Shaco. I think one of the ones you were alluding to
That is
there.
quite crazy actually. now I'm looking at it.
The Jinx, Alistar, Galio, and Darius. What did they ban the first round? HYG first round, just taking away Zac and Amumu. Those are not the two prio picks I would honestly look to deny from casual right now. Right?
No, usually it's the Scion and the Shaco, usually
Right.
the prios. His Zac is a terror, I will say, and Amumu has been honestly a staple in this league specifically. Amumu's kind of picked all. He's so safe, the engage is so consistent, you can make a lot of team fights happen. So it makes sense. Casuals played that in the past, but I mean, honestly, it is the Shaco that's the number one go-to. Casual Shaco is insane. He was on my team previously, and the plays that he can make on that champion are just out of this world. So, usually a pretty good go-to ban for me. So it's interesting that HYG decided to let that through. Maybe they decided they thought they had a counter pick for it. So,
yeah, I mean it's possible that TJ just feels comfortable into it on the Diana and thinks that he'll be able to outplay the Shaco early. But yeah, you let that Shaco get rolling and you don't have good team coordination, he'll just split your team right up into sections and then you're toast.
I am really curious about this these bot lane 2v2s as well. We have an Ashe, Nautilus, and Jinx Alistar, both of which have a lot of playmaking potential. So it's going to be, I think the early game may be a little bit slow, but once these champions hit level 6, you're going to see a lot of all-ins, a lot of volatility. And you might see one, these lanes actually flip-flop quite heavily. So it's probably going to be up that jungle pressure to kind of swing the edge for the team's favor.
Yeah, I mean, there's some CC for HYG. They're going to need to see some flanks out of Jad's dad on that set to try to get to that
For sure.
Jinx. I don't know. Like again, Diana does have that one set of dashes that she can get through, or you could
Yep.
grab somebody a set and try to get to the back line. But that's Jinx scaling there. I think puts Stoner Nation over the top because again, I'm not as familiar with Mel, so we'll see her here. But I
Yeah,
think
I
she's more
haven't
of a
really.
counter, like in the mirrors and like, oh, I'm gonna reflect
For
back
sure.
and everything, but you're not gonna reflect back the autos of Jinx if you can't get on her, and she
Yeah,
gets
this is
excited.
definitely not release smell, which I think we were all just absolutely terrified was. I know I was. But she still has the same ability set up into the Galio. It's just going to be kind of a, just a play it out lane. Mel shouldn't have too much kill pressure into a Galio early. So yeah, it is going to be what can she effectively make use of with that reflection. Off the bat, the Jinx ulti, maybe an Alistar combo, maybe a Galio combo, but there's not, you're right, there's not a lot for her to actually make use of. I appreciate the first pick, though. I think it was, intelligent if HYG is competent on that Mel. I think it's a very strong champion, but it does take a lot for her to kind of come online now that she's gotten nerfed a little bit.
Yeah, and this also was the patch. We do see the Neferi being banned away by Stoner Station. This was
Mhm.
the Neferi patch where people were very concerned. I don't know
Very
if
terrifying.
it hasn't gotten played in the other two series that we cast, but we'll see if it gets in this one or the next one. If anybody actually lets it through and sees what happens.
I'd
But
be so excited. I was trying to play that beforehand before it got mid scope, so I'd be so excited if that gets through in a in the game. So
all right. Anything else you want to talk about, or are you ready to roll into the game?
no, let's go ahead and send it. I'm excited to get to see these games go live here.
All right. Let's do this and this, and swap your screen in a second.
Mhm. Yeah, best part is here, no delay, so this is perfect. We can just hop straight into these games. Going to be probably a 5-man. It looks like HYG might be looking to maybe invade top a little bit here. We've seen Nautilus positioning towards the top side, but some organization intelligently are going to try to stack a bush. You see the Shaco box already set up to possibly make a play if HYG decides to go in. Everything seems to be pretty passive. I do want to see what Casual can do in this early game. He usually favors this AP build, and we can see that he did take the Dark Harvest, which is usually the key indicator that Shaco's going to go AP. Especially with this team fight set up, you got the AD top lane there, you got the Hyper carrying the Jinx. It makes sense for Shaco to gravitate towards the AP build in this game.
Yeah,
But the way he uses the boxes is absolutely insane. Hopefully, he can kind of put on that masterclass this game, so I don't talk out my ass a little bit.
but yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It does make sense for him to go AP with those major AD threats, and then you can just get some
Ooh,
more
a little bit of a
value.
late invade by HYG. This is really intelligent. They know that Shaco's going to be on the Raptors. It's a classic start for him. HYG TJ going to get the smite down. No, Casual get the smite down. It's going to be a level 2 Shaco against a 1v2 with Bonkers and TJ. But where is Shaco going to go? He is able to get out with the Q because he did not take Flash, but Booster is going to get chunked down as well. So it's a really intelligent invade by HYG. I think they just had that read that Shaco was going to be starting on Raptors there. Shaco's loves to do that with a block setup, and they effectively punished, but didn't get the smite down from TJ.
Yeah, we'll see if it slows down him anymore. I don't know that it's really going to slow him down. We'll see. Just depends on if you can manage that health bar effectively here.
If they had gotten that smite down on the big
Oh,
Raptor,
absolutely.
Shaco may have been out of the game, or at least for maybe the first 4 levels or so. But we saw the level 2 getting here by Redacted and Cop, chunk down Jeffrey Crazy a little bit. Bonker's going to take a lot of damage as well and be half health. And that was a great trade over by Southern Nation.
Vintage in the chat calling out this doesn't look like his highlight reel. We'll see if we get a seer. We'll see what we can do there if we can get a seer in for you. But they're duking out here in the top lane. Cookie Meth is currently ticking, but both these guys are probably just going to keep looking at each other and going, I want to kill you.
Yep, that's the Set Darius matchup. It's very volatile. If the Darius can get ahead, it can be such a stomp, but Set can really hold his own with his regen and that W passive. The shield when you use that. So See if Jazz can navigate that matchup a little bit.
Big,
Yeah, we've seen him
big
in
farm.
multiple roles. Yeah, big farm diff. You're right from that top lane. A little bit expected. Darius tends to bully those melee matchups early, so I'm not too surprised. But hopefully, Dabside can at least CS on the turret here and then try to get some of that CS back. But he is TPing back right now with full health, and you see Cooking Meth without the TP is just going to run back with an engage.
Yeah, no TV there from Cookie Meth. So Jazz Dead not able to punish that tempo, but so much really going to push us more to a neutral state on the top lane.
Yeah, a little bit invaded by Casual. This is the classic Shaco. Gonna terrorize the matchup. That was a great Q by Bonkers. I don't know how they hit Casual, but he is gonna take first blood anyways. He's out in no man's lane. HYG Marlborough gonna take Shaco down. Casual with the first blood, but this is gonna be a 1-for-1 trade, so feats are still up for grabs.
Casual, if you're him, you still feel really good about that. You're like, I don't care who I give gold to. Nobody on your team really scares me. Maybe this set gets beefy enough at some point, but otherwise he's like, yep, just give me the gold. I'm gonna burst some of you. Great pull.
Yeah. That's a great pull. He is fully stacked, but that's going to be under turret, so it shouldn't matter too much, especially with the flash, the Cookie Meth down. It's going to be pretty hard for him to make an actual play on the Jad's dad without taking a lot of turn damage. Yeah, Jad's dad probably just needs a CS here. See, TJ is going to hover him, make sure he doesn't get dove. It's a good play there.
Already a 3-1 CS lead though for Cookie Meth.
Yeah, and that should balloon even more. You know, going into that mid game, like I said, Darius is pretty impressive. In those melee matchups, it's going to be really tough for him to navigate. It's going to be a lot of just like Jatsan maybe even trying to cheese this Darius a little bit with the ulti. But he is quite low. Koff is going to go in, but Casual is hovering. Can they get at least kill on the Bonkers here? There's a great stun over from the Alistar. There's going to be a second kill, possibly over for Redacted. They're going to commit to it. Casual taking the turn shots.
Oh.
No, my God, it gets out with no health. I don't know. Hashtag calculated, maybe. Yeah, 100%. Oh, it may be a solo bolo over 4. Cookie Meth on the top side. Taking out Jad's dad.
I guess it's a little closer than he thought it was going to be, or he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, maybe not.
I think it was probably the point where he's like, I don't think he took damage, so it was probably an execute, if anything. And it was like, this is probably worth seeing if Redacted can at least get a kill. Jinx getting kills snowballs his lead so much, and we see the CS deficit coming over hard for this Sterilization team. Redacted up 19 CS on Jeffrey Crazy on these Ashe, and then we see Cookie Meth up a significant margin over Jazz at the top lane. So along with the kills, we have the feats going over. There's also a big CS gap in a couple of these lanes.
Yeah, some big CS gaps. Looks like HYG TJ is going to be the first onto the Void Grubs, so it looks like he probably will be able to get that. Casual plebs here on the bot side.
Yep, I think that was just a sacrifice from Casual. He's like, I'm going to make this play bot lane, knowing that the Grubs are going to be up and that HYG TJ will take them. It's a 3v1, but it is a level 6 Darius. I don't know who's going to win that, to be fair.
I think it's the Darius.
Probably. He gets one reset and it's just dunked down.
Well, and yeah, just even like a 2v1 into Darius, like you're like, oh, I can gank this Darius. A lot of times the top laner's like, no, please don't. Please don't.
Please don't. Yeah. Yeah, Jad's just need to kind of put some gauze on this bleeding and try to heal a little bit from wounds in the early game. Marlborough over the wall. Let's see if Casual can get the smite down in time. He does. It's going to be a trade of objectives. Dragon over 4, Stoners Nation. Grubs over 4. HYG, and the Ghost is going to get procced. I don't know if Jazz Dad really has the outs to get away from this flash, but Cookie Meth with the dunk on Darius. And this lead is ballooning even harder.
The bus driving kid come back take you to school.
Yeah, the issue with Darius and into a team like this, there's a significant amount of melee opponents for this Darius to kind of stack off of. The Nautilus going in is just going to be a great target for this Darius. And we see Casual, knowing his top laner is so far ahead, going to keep ganking this bot lane, getting this Jinx ahead.
I'm gonna give
Great
Cop
kill
some
over.
credit there too, making sure he's standing in front of that hook. No hook to the wall, no easy outs.
Yep, that was a great lockdown by him. It was a good heads up play by Copt. Yeah, sitting in front of that Nautilus so that he can't get out too easy. HYG TJ going to be taking over the top side of the map there. He's going to try to invade, but Casual is on the side of the map. Maybe just going to try to get a ward down.
Ooh. TJ's
have...
Alright, great. Jeffrey Crazy gonna take good damage there.
Yeah, but we see TP coming down. But we're just going to switch between play by play. The client does not know who's going to go in, but TJ's going to go in. He does not see a good ulti angle, but the down is just going to get the ult down. Oh no, TJ! Oh, Cookie Beth may have TP bot, but
oh no,
does get that. What did I don't know what I missed there. I think it may have went top and then bot. But that was a pretty good kill, yeah, for Bonkers and Jeffrey Crazy, the 2v2 down low.
That's not where you want that gold, though.
It is not, no. This Ashe is crying a little bit inside. I've had games like this where you're like a 0, 1, and 9 Ashe, and you're like, do I go for support at this point? Like, what do you do? So yeah, it does not feel great, but at least the kills did go down. At least they did happen. They kind of needed to get ahead somewhere on the map, so at least that happened. As the rest of the map was kind of bleeding out.
Ooh!
Oh my
god!
Bolo. Okay, we didn't get to see most of that, but that was just the Mel E over the top with the ulti was just enough to execute boosted down.
Yeah, we saw him poke him out a good amount, and boosted just trying to back, but he's not respectful of that damage.
Does he actually get the kill here? He is going to bleed out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cookie Meth, knowing his health was going to be enough to actually get that dive off. Let's be set bleed out under tower and gets that kill for the O on Cookie Meth and theirs.
So you have a fan, Too Good for Lima, cheering you on F-Bot.
Oh, no.
And then Boosted Sandwich, though, saying he hates Mel. And I don't blame him after that. Like,
yeah, that
acted here. He's going to go
unfair,
down.
But I don't know what's more unfair, the Nautilus and the Ashe ulti or the Mel E. That I don't know. Yeah, but this was a great kill. At least the Ashe picked up the kill that time. A little bit of gold into Jeffrey Crazy's pocket. I have casted multiple games with Jeffrey Crazy in the past, and he lives up to his name. That's all I can say. If he gets that gold and goes ham, he does live up to it. So I really hope to see him get some more kills and be able to pop off. A little bit of a 3v4 happening in the mid lane, but everyone else is going to join. This actually is a 5v4. Stonization favor, but it's a great ult from TJ. Nobody falling down yet. Cobb is going to be the first one to go down, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Can Bonkers get out? Yes, but the clone maybe cleaned up another kill. It's a great shutdown from Redacted. They have 2 kills this fight, but Marvel getting the trade off onto the Jinx for the Mel on his dying breath.
Still, I think this fight goes in favor of Stoners Nation. You have access currently to the Void Grubs, but also Bonkers picking up another one of those kills. He is the triple threat right now.
Yeah, he does actually have tied for the most kills in the game right now on this Nautilus, so
he's second most. Then Darius is at 5.
Well,
Darius is huge.
He is huge. He kind of is this entire HYG team right now. Half the kills in the bank, but they are still going to try to fight over this. It's going to be a 4v4. It's a great taunt over for Boosted. The 4-man ult, and he's going to go to the ulti too with another knockup. I don't know if HYG has the damage to do anything. No, just another double kill going over Redacted. I don't know if there's a fight they actually were wanting to take, but Boost actually just had all of his abilities up, hit a great taunt into the ulti, and HYG just didn't get the move.
Yep, absolutely. Boost doing the right thing here, just staying mid, keeping this a 1v1. The rest of his team goes and takes this dragon. And yeah, gotta be feeling good if you're on the side of Stoners Nation. HYG, I think you just try to keep the game even. Make sure you get some of your core items and try to get them really in the mid game. Obviously, you gotta go too late. That Redacted is gonna be huge on that Jinx. Already pretty big there, pretty big goal differential in AD carry role, but you do have Ashe, so you do still have all that utility in the kit.
Yeah, it is going to be about finding those solo picks. At this point, they are not going to win a 5v5. They really need to find these like 3v2 advantages where they can land the Ashe ulti to follow up from the Nautilus and try to get some of this gold back. But this Darius is so huge, I don't even know if 3v1 is going to do it. So it's going to be just trying to get maybe a bounty off on this. Oh, Jinx doesn't even have a bounty yet. Wow. So yeah, just pick up kills where you can. I think is the name of the game. Vision is going to be key for HYG. Trying to control vision. That's how you're going to get those Ashe ultis off and find those picks that you're kind of looking for. But I don't want to dot boosted here, but I think a lot of people know him for his Malzahar mid. He can play Galio like crazy. He is so good at like minimizing these matchups, keeping himself even, and then having such a huge impact in the team fights. And for someone who traditionally is a lower salary player, he can match up to some of these higher salary mid laners and negate that difference, and that helps the rest of the map succeed, which I think is exactly what's happening in this game.
I mean, right now, 1 kill, 1 death, and 7 assists. I mean, playing that.
Can you ask for anything better?
No, not. You're not asking him to play a hard carry right now, so it's not like he's like, I'm not getting the gold. He's doing exactly what he has to do. And that turret's going to die here.
Yeah, it's just going to be an absolute dive onto the Darius as a huge kill, and I think TJ loving getting that shutdown onto the Darius. He did dive in the tower. Was it worth?
That is boots
Probably
for his team.
Not.
That is boots for his team. I mean, they could have played it more slow, but
they were kind of already in position to have boots anyways. So I don't know if I love him dying for it there, but that's a huge ulti and the flash over, but that's not hit. Casual's gonna be able to walk away. Jeffrey Crazy hitting an ult from the blind onto Casual, but Bonkers might just get run down here.
I mean that
the flash over and Cop. Oh no, Cop might just be out in the middle, but Galio maybe trying to help turn this. Everyone is so low on Stoner's Nation, I don't think they can commit to it. Boost is probably just hung out here to dry. Yeah, they just didn't have the health to help turn that up. But Casual is going to get a great trade with the hook onto the bot.
The outplays.
Jeffrey Crazy going to go down next.
The outplays.
Okay, wait a minute. What is that chant?
Reflect.
I think
You're dead.
I think so. I wish we had instant replay here. I believe Barball.
I mean, we can just go back.
No.
Well,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Mel reflected the Shaco E. It killed Shaco, and then I don't know how the Ashe died, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. It looked like a great turn for Stone Nation there, to be fair, but. Absolutely dumb. Crazy.
Saying dumb in the chat.
Marball following up with the yes. Yeah, no, we all know that was... Wow. The question is, do they have the damage to actually kill Cooking back here? If he does get the full stack on the Bonkers, he may be able to turn this. There's a flash and the execute with Bonkers. He does have the fully stacked. See if he can turn this 1v3 that I've been talking about all game. And no, Marball 7-1-1 on this Mel. Absolutely huge, and does have the damage to take down Cookie now.
That's just sneaky.
Oh yeah, no, Casual just sitting in this bush. Dad doesn't even know he is there. Gets ganked by 3 people, big damage on the Casual, but he's just gonna get CC'd down by the clone and taken down.
Looks like Rift Herald's gonna be next on the menu here.
Yep, we saw defeats already going down to Stoner's Nation, so the Rift Herald not as important as it often is, but just a really good
if they can
kind of win more.
If they can wait, if they can take it here with the Hex Gates, I think it is really important if you can
Jeffrey
get that
Crazy, can he get enough damage onto this Jinx to actually do something? It's a great block of the Jinx ulti by Bonkers, and it's going to run Cop down. Yeah, that was a really good timing for Bonkers to get there. You see the TP coming out. Looks like Jad's dad going to join the fight a little bit late, but not late enough to help with this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, so not a waste, because you can still pivot here if they're willing to take it. They do have their jungler up. They have Hex Gates here, so get Ash back in it pretty quick. They have advantage, but they looks like they're not going to press their advantage.
I don't blame them. We saw the Ashe and Nautilus ulti get burned down there in that bot lane. If they take a fight here, they're just down 2 critical ultimates, which is kind of their entire team fight at this point. So I really expect. And oh my god, the boxes are set up too. So any type of fight here may turn
Nope,
absolutely doesn't. And they're cleaning up well. I will give them credit. You know, Casual had the pit set up. There's going to be the ultimate by TJ. He is going to go in on Redacted and try to take this Jinx down before the fight even starts. Casual Plebs trying to get away with 0 health. Cop also at 0 health. The rest of Civilization is scrambling. And yeah, HYG actually just kind of wins that fight. I'm so surprised.
I still like this for Stoner Nation. Cookie Meth is up there taking the Rift Herald by himself. So like I said, if he can get that in a side lane by himself, whoo. And up, Casual Plebs, he's not out of it, stacking some free health here.
True. Casual has been known to take a certain one, but he does just get killed down by Diana. I don't even think they knew he was there. I think they may have just like threw a couple of abilities and Casual kind of died.
AoE, bah.
It's like, oh, the Shaco died. You can see him. And another turn going down for HYG as well. So that's actually a really good turn for them. If you look at the gold right now, dead even, which at this point in the game I did not expect with the leads that were kind of ballooning. Oh yeah, all that gold is literally sitting on Darius.
Like
otherwise, it's like pretty even.
Yeah, looks like Cookie Meth just happy to take another turret. He did draw the pressure. I don't know if he knew that was coming or not. But the rest of his team not able to quite push on the map. I'm not sure if that was the right like tempo play there, but does get a tower out of it, so not wasted.
It wasn't wasted, yeah. It was fine. I think sometimes it's difficult to find an opportunity to drop it when it goes post 20 minutes. You're not at the point where you can save it for like a Baron play. And if you try to rush the Otacon and maybe use that for an advantage, it can get a little sketchy. So totally fine by Cookie Meth. We can see he did finish that Sterix. I was about to say he was actually sitting on an item and a half when we saw Marbral with 2 items already, and I was like, the Sterix actually looks a little bit behind. But he did get the Sterix gauge down, working on that 3rd item. So he just needs to keep scaling here, and he is his entire team. So.
Yeah, pretty big. I mean, the Jinx is still in a good position as later this game goes.
Ooh, flash out for Jad's dad. Yeah, unfortunately the set is not in the position to contest Darius. I think he definitely can survive, but he has to sit underneath tower and use his CC to his advantage on this Darius, or he's just going to get run down.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, just keep bleeding side lanes like this too.
Yep. Yep, and it's just going to be a position around Otacon, as we kind of expected. It's a 4v4, see both top laners sitting on the bottom side of the map. The big thing here is Cookie Meth does not have TP, as we kind of expect from a Darius. Nothing too crazy. Dad's dad kind of in a bad spot here. He may get comboed down by Cookie Meth. The damage is going to hit. He does save the pull, and it's just a solo bowl going over for Cookie Meth on this Darius, but still a 4v4 to the top side. Otacon did draw aggro. They're looking to take this turret down. Can Boost to make a play? No.
Again, if you're Stoner Nation, you just want to play this even. You just want to waste as much of their time as possible, because Jad's dad on this set, he cannot stop him one-on-one. So as the more and more you delay, the more of the base you're just going to be able to take.
Yeah, and I guess there's a minefield now on this top lane. Casual Plebs sitting here doing it, and Galio's going to come in. It's going to be a great CC onto HYG Bonkers. The shields are coming out, but it should just be a kill. Oh, and Marbral just over the wall with the ulti. Solo ulted, but just a kill and another kill on the Casual. I don't even know if he knew he was there. At least there's a trade back for Stoner's Nation. Redacted with 0 health. Is he going to get away? No, he burns to death. I think Marbral should have taken that. Nope, HYG TJ with the burn from Leandries. Redacted not able to survive, but Boost is out of mana and maybe out of time. A 1v2. Marbral, full mana bar, full abilities. Goes legendary, kills Boosted. And there's going to be 3 kills going over for HYG, and they are slowly crawling their way back in this game.
I missed what happened in the fight. What pulled Cookie Meth back out of the fight, or like out of the bot lane. Maybe he just took the inhib and said he wanted to go back and spend instead of keeping up that pressure.
I think that's probably what happened. I think the fight may have happened right after he backed. And he
but
just,
if he had run through the base and taken like the Hex Gate into the blue side, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There are Hex tanks. I think he does. Yeah, if that flank there would have been insane. I think he definitely would have turned that fight. And they're going to commit on the Cookie Meth. Cookie Meth having to blow Ghost to get away from this Ashe slow. And yeah, I mean, this is one of those Ashe games. You're 2, 4, and 10, and you're like, I could be so much stronger. I feel so bad. But
yeah, he said that 2 items now. I think that is 3 full items there for Redacted. So he's, about an item behind. It does feel pretty bad.
Yeah, those upgraded boots coming in. Cookie Meth opting for the full MR item. Boost and maybe trying to look for a pick here onto Bonkers. Bonkers out by himself. He has no thing to do, but over the wall comes TJ. Good CC on the Cookie Meth, but I don't know if that's going to be your target. He gets that shield from Sterex, and he's just going to get the reset. A 5v3. Stoners Nation, can you clean up? Maybe.
That turret's gone.
Yeah, there's not much left of this turret. I'd like to see them maybe turn for Dragon here. Their health bars are a little bit low. Casually going to try to poke a little bit on Jeffrey Crazy, but it's just going to be a clean 2-0 for Stoners Nation. They should be able to get that Dragon as their prize.
Yep, let's get the Dragon. And looks like Cookie Meth's going to start reapplying that pressure into the top lane. Otacon is still up. The timers are not there, and when Hex Gate's up, definitely can't pressure that currently, but it's something they can look to pressure next.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the cutoffs of which Otacon spawns. I know for sure that's going to be an invade, all right, engaged by Jeffrey Crazy, but it's going to flash him, but Cookie Meth, he does end up turning it. That was a great turn by Cookie Meth, able to stun out that Ashe ulti and turn it for his own advantage. But that is a critical cooldown. Yeah, he is. I thought they may have been able to do it since Cookie Meth opted for the MR 3rd item, maybe the Ashe, but the Ashe was just the one that was too close and able to get bursted down before the Jeffrey Crazy could do anything about it.
Not a lot of damage so far on the Ashe, a lot of attack speed. I mean, every 3rd hit does the true damage, sure, but against Derek's Gauge, so not overly concerned unless you can't move, and I think that's the big reason for that tenacity this game.
Yeah, and it's an intelligent pickup. Jadzab may be in trouble here. It's probably a really good flash out. Flash out before he gets hit by anything, able to walk away and not give another kill over to this Darius. He is slowly trying to get back into this game, but it's just going to be 4 people sitting on Otacon for Stoners Nation. You would think this may be going uncontested. I don't see anyone on that side of the map.
Yeah, it looks like they might start realizing, like, oh, they might be doing this. Slow collapse.
The question is,
here.
can't they turn this? This is a great turn. If they can, this could be 1v3 into the Cookie Meth. Just stay out of reach of this Darius. You see TJ coming in for the support. Cookie Meth with no flash. Nowhere to go, but still gets a kill on the Bonkers. Hey, I mean, it was a big shutdown, but props to Cookie Meth for even getting 1 kill there. It was a 1v4. He was able to pull that out on.
Pretty crazy there, but again, it looks like they're gonna try to fight over this, but I think it's a little late.
Yeah, great hit, Marbra is huge. He is 12-1. He just gets such an execute with a triple kill. I didn't realize Mel ult didn't even that much damage.
They didn't pick up all the flowers.
They did not. Wait a minute.
Yeah, Jeffrey Crazy. Like, oh, well, thank you for leashing this. Like, come on now.
Wait, I'm confused. Because they have plenty of time. They transitioned from Otacon to Baron. And now Redacted just gets dove here. And another kill goes over for Marbra. Absolutely legendary on this Mel. 14-1-1. You would think this was release day, Mel.
Yeah, I bet this gets banned in game number 2. But, yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Pretty nutty right now, how big Marbra is. If you let him get his picks, you let him get going, he can definitely execute. I know I've seen him a lot on like the Aurora. that he likes some of these newer champs as well. But
Yeah.
he's huge. He's huge this game. He is their gold. So
Yeah, it's almost just like a 1v1 between Marbra and Cookie Math. It's just who can get to who first, whether Marbra can chunk down Darius, or Darius can kind of run through the front line and get back to them.
yeah, so I would think it's important for Southern Nation to try to keep up the pressure, try to keep the 1-3-1 going, or a 4-1 going somewhere if you really want, and just really make sure Cookie Meth can keep pushing, just pick a lane, play the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, I still want to go back to the Otacon. I don't. Leaving the plants up is kind of crazy. A lot of times, what happens is the plants get left up, and then the supports like by himself trying to clean them all up.
Yeah.
And Nautilus taking those is crazy. But I guess maybe they thought they had enough time to take Baron and then go back to the flowers and clean them up and then back. Maybe they thought they didn't have. I'm not.
I guess. Yeah, but Dr. Dirk agreeing with us in chat, like, that's the only reason you go for it.
That's
like,
100%.
If that had been the other one where they got the reset, the free reset, then that could have been good because, you immediately bail out Cookie Meth there, but...
For sure, right? I mean, if you're taking the... And that one's so hard to spawn now. Pro plays absolutely ruined the revive Otacon. Honestly, you're just, like, never going to see it in... solo queue, or even in these games too, they're a little bit more bloodier than we see in pro play. So it's almost always going to be that Otacon. If it was the revive, perfect play, right? You transition Otacon into Baron, and you can just take a absolutely like dog shit, for lack of a better word, fight. Maybe get a couple kills, revive back up, run right back at Baron, and either clean up or just take it back for yourself. So it would have been the right play if it was that Otacon. However, I'm not quite sure what entirely happened there, but Casual with the absolute minefield set up around this dragon too. He knows how to control this. It might as well be. I see at least 6 boxes set up.
This is huge. This is Soul here potentially for Southern Nation.
Potentially Soul, and Hextech is one of the more sought after souls. This is going to be the engage from Bonkers. I don't know if that's the person he wants to actually hit. This Mel is going to start poking down.
It's a 5v4, but they kind of are lacking the engage tools right now, and now they're going to turn into a 5v5.
They are, yeah. I mean, HYG does have a decent amount of poke with the Ashe and the Mel, so if they can kind of whittle down this front line, the Casual looks like he wants to go in. There's going to be the ult from the Galio. It's going to be the team fight we were looking for. HYG going in, but I mean, Casual just absolutely blown up. The clone was still alive. Let's see if Verdacta can sit in the back line to help clean this up. And he does. Bonker's going to be the next one to fall. HYG with 3 members left. And another double kill over for the Jinx. Darius cleaning up the rest of those kills. And Marbral, the only man left standing for HYG.
Yeah, a little surprised we don't see... I guess they really want the soul, which makes sense. But really trying to keep some of that pressure up and take that mid turret. I think it's probably actually be more valuable at the moment.
Yeah, I think they definitely could have just went mid here, taken mid inhib, and then just backed off to the dragon to finish off where they got to back off. Because, yeah, right now, in theory, what are they going to do? Maybe push out bot lane and then back anyways. So, yeah. Definitely maybe a little bit of a misstep. I think they apply a little bit more pressure. You don't want this HYG team going too much longer. See that death cap almost done for Marbra. It's another huge spike for this champion. It's already 15-1. You don't want her to kind of hit that before one of these big team fights.
And she's only level 16 still. Unlike Cookie Mouth's already level 18. So he can only get but so much stronger.
That's true. I mean, you're going to get to the point where you're right. I mean, Cookie Mouth is just going to hit his max, and it's going to be all down onto the Darius, but the Pandy camera says that nothing's going to happen, and is absolutely correct. Just an ult out for Bonkers and nothing to follow up.
Crystal is calling out the Shaco Galio engage. Yeah, that was one of their options. It worked out pretty well, but again, not quite able to get on top of Marbra there. So otherwise, it would have been a much cleaner team fight if they'd been able to get him on the initial engage. But then TJ doing a good job in the middle of that fight as well, just getting that pull back in, not letting boosted get an even bigger taunt than he already did.
Yeah, and that's a combo that Southern Nation has definitely at least practiced, if not want to employ every single game, is the Galio Shaco. If you're going to give the Shaco up, the Galio's going to come down behind, and then it's going to be almost a guaranteed stun from the Galio ulti coming over from the Invis Shaco. So, yeah, definitely something that they favor. You kind of have to expect it. And it's going to be up pretty much every single team fight. They are just kind of choking out the vision now from HYG. So the control ward's going down, creating that vision line, making sure that they can't come in. Bonker's going to try to clear a little bit out, but he's just going to take more poke from Casual. At least gets the control ward, but there's still no ward in that bush. And they're just setting up to take this Baron and hopefully get another set of pressure down to hopefully end this game once and for all.
Looks like they're quick backs. Take those Hex gates back pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we see the minefield getting set up again. It's like Nom out there in the river.
Got to be careful though if you're Casual. Just make sure you make sure
It
you don't
is.
get picked out right here.
We saw him get absolutely like destroyed in that last team fight. He did get the Galio engage out. It was a great coordination, but we saw the clone just out there, kind of in no man's land by himself, and Casual got blown up. So he does have a really good flank angle. There's no ward in that blue buff. Casual might have the flank angle again. Decides to pull the trigger. I don't think they know he's there, but yeah, Casual on the back line. Maybe TJ just gets boosted. Yeah, Cookie just takes him down with the ult. It's going to be a 4v5. Darius has the reset. He's just going to be able to close this out, and Darius gets the flash down double kill over for Cookie Meth. Redacted. Taking down Bonkers is going to be a clean 3-0 for Stonization. You would think that this may be the end of the game.
I think they're going to probably play it more passively and go ahead and just take this Baron here. But, yeah, didn't even need the Wombo combo this time. All 5 members still standing. Didn't even need the Galio ult.
No, you're right. And Casual was definitely positioning for it. He had a great flank angle in that blue buff pit. And ended up not needing that. I think Boosted still just found the engage anyways with the EW taunt. Maybe hit a couple members there, and Cookie Matt just able to follow up with his full build, by the way. I don't think he has potion yet, but he definitely does after that Baron. There's going to be a 15-3-7 Darius. Full build, level 18. He doesn't get stronger, but he is strong. So.
Yeah, I mean, he might be able to get stronger here in another minute 40 seconds if they can get that Elder Dragon.
Yeah.
So we'll start seeing them probably play around the spot side here. They still probably need to be sending Cookie to the top side.
Yeah, I think you're almost certainly 1-4 minimum. There's no reason to send Galio by himself, so it definitely is just a 1-4. Darius going up to that top lane totally makes sense. He, at this point, can honestly 1v4 himself if he really wanted to. But yeah, Bonkers is going to get caught out, trying to get vision down for his team, but unfortunately your jungle is so dark, you have no idea. The Stoner Nation just waiting for you in the corner, but it's a good engagement with Redacted, but he does get the flash away. TJ is now out in no man's land. It's just going to be a delay of his death. Yeah, it was a good stopwatch, delay to death, but at this point, there's nothing else you can do. Jad's dad doesn't get the W down, is CC'd the entire time. Can't at least try to assassinate this.
Go buttons, hit them all.
Yeah, it's just he did press everything, and death is pretty much the name of this game. So,
Hailstorm call out the solo bolo. I mean, yeah, it was because
it's true. It was a solo bow. It was a great solo bow. I don't know if it was too fair. 16-3-7 versus.
How do you die 1v1 to defend Darius? I
don't know. That top lane might be a little strong. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, great win over from Stonization. I think they had a couple of hiccups within that game, but they were able to overcome it. We saw that early, or not early, but that mid game was even exactly even. I think 33,000 gold for both teams, but they were able to effectively use that Darius lead and kind of keep him in the side lanes, apply that pressure, and he just kept snowballing that lead. So really well played by Stonization, able to close out the game.
well done by them. Well played, Cookie, to get a big lead in that top lane. I was a little bit surprised and I think kind of confirmed picking Set for Jad's dad. It's much more of a I want to fight in the lane. We know Cookie is normally a jungler, but definitely high on the salary charts. So would have expected some kind of tank. I forget if Malphite was banned, but I feel like that would have been good, or an Orin. We'll see what they want to adjust to for game number 2 to see if HYG can hit back.
Yeah, I don't remember the pick order. I know obviously HYG was blue side, so they wouldn't have had counter pick for top lane anyways. But I don't remember if they saved that Darius for last pick. I believe they did.
I don't think you necessarily do it as a counter pick. It's just put them on some kind of tank that you can
sure, yeah. It was just kind of like a
have
blind
go
pick set.
and be very safe.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the formula that tends to work in some of these matchups where you're a little bit out salaried. It's easier to go towards those playmakers versus the like side lane pushers that Set tends to kind of favor. So
Ornn was banned in round number 2 by Stoners Nation. Malphite was available.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a very easy go-to pick if you're like, I just want to have a safe lane and have big impacts in team fights.
Yep. See if they can make those adjustments for game 2.
All right. Draft screen for game number 2 is up.
Yeah, it looks like we've seen HYG favoring this red side this time. They're going to flip-flop. Try to get that counter pick maybe over for Jad's dad so he doesn't get in those unfavorable matchups.
They picked him out. They did it.
They did, yeah.
HYG with the Wukong, Aurora, Lucian, Arel, and a Malphite. Stone Nation keeping that Jinx, grabbing the knot for themselves, and have Jarvan jungling, Foley top, and Ari mid lane.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to look and see if any of these bans change either. Definitely the Shaco ban.
Took out Shaco and Darius, didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I think they were pretty similar for Stars Nation.
Yeah, I think that might be exactly the 3. Marlboro and Silas insane, so it makes sense. The Fari, I'm assuming TJ and Marlboro probably are both playing that at this point. So good ban and the Misfortune makes sense. Jeffrey Crazy insane on that champion, so I believe the bans still stay the same there.
Yeah, sure.
Casual on the Jarvan's a little bit interesting. I don't usually see him gravitate toward that champion, especially when the things we know him for, like the Scion and the Zac and the Mumu. The Mumu got banned, but the Zac and the Scion at least were still up. So he's a little bit different. I see how he performs on that champion. A little bit different that he usually plays the high priority early game trying to snowball lanes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely good at early ganks and setting up your lanes. So I know he does like to gank a lot. Might work out for him. I think right now just to set up, we're looking to get a big Jinx again. We saw Jinx got some damage out that last game, and then I like the Malphite for HYG. They have that Aurora, so I'm sure Mabra likes that a lot. We'll see how it goes. And then TJ on the Wukong, I think, is normally a terror.
Yeah,
and a lot of aggro for their bot lane with the Lucian Rel, so you're gonna look to punish that Jinx. So I think HYG wants to get some leads early and then have good team fighting. Stars Nation's more of a protect the carry, it looks like.
And that seems to be how they tend to favor those games. They like to put. Did the Galio get banned for boosted? I'm assuming it did in the second round there.
No Galio ban. So
no, really? That's surprising.
Could have grabbed it. They got rid of the Malzahar and the Lux.
That's surprising. It usually does.
We'll see how this game number 2 goes as we get into the game and see if HYG can push us to game 3 for that silver scrapes.
Ooh. I am also very surprised that Marball just didn't go with the Mel again. It did not get banned this time around and actually favored the Aurora here. Maybe likes that a little bit better into the Ari with the mobility aspect that Aurora brings. So
Yeah, I don't know her matchups. I don't play that champ at all, really.
My hands are up. I have no idea.
I'm out of the meta for even the top lane right now. So
I've been
I'll assume
grinding
Mabra
AD,
had good
so
reasons for Aurora.
sure.
Although sometimes people just don't pick a champ again because they're like, I don't feel like it.
Well, I mean, to his perspective, if I was in a solo duo game and I lost the game and I was like, I forget what he ended, like 17-2 or something, I probably wouldn't play champion again too, because I'd be like, this champion's bad, I can't carry, like, but
I mean, maybe it. I think there are other things, but could be part of the reason. But no invades coming in, even though we see HYG kind of hanging out as a 4-man group near their blue spawn.
yeah, I think this game should play out a little bit differently. HYG really needs to hard focus the spotlight when you pick a champion like Lucian, like you called out earlier, especially with the first strike. You are looking to win pre-6, especially to a Jinx that loves to just kind of farm and make it to that mid game where she gets really powerful. But when I just see Cop walking into a bunch of Buffy's sitting, then maybe it's going to get a good trade off. It's going to be rude on the Jeffrey Crazy, but Cop is going to get ignited. He's had to flash away. The great trade over from HYG sitting in that bush and Cop just kind of disrespecting that they might be there and taking the hit for it.
Yeah, it kind of worked out. Bunkers was already in the bush, and then they saw Jeffrey Crazy walk in, so, I mean, you gotta assume Bunkers there, but maybe you thought he was alone.
Yeah, I mean, it was just honestly just a great setup. And nowadays, unlike previous seasons, I think this is maybe the first season where it's consistently junglers are not getting leashes, and at that point, you kind of just have to expect that the bot lane is sitting somewhere. Either they're in tri-bush, they're in that pixel bush, or they're in that mid lane brush. So, like I said, a little bit of a disrespect. He does get punished. We'll see if the HYG can kind of continue with that. That's a lot of damage out the corner of my eye. But let's see if HYG can punish that summoner difference in the bot lane.
Mabra showing he knows Aurora's range very well. And getting that damage down.
Yeah, I'm really excited to actually see this Aura. I don't get to see her very often, especially now. But Casual is going to look for that level 3 coming in. But Bonkers, see if he's going to get caught out. He is. He's just so slow. Can he flash away in time? He actually goes back in. I don't think he actually burned the flash. But Bonkers... Jeffrey Crazy able to trade a kill and see the TJ can at least get a kill back on the Casual punch, so he flashes away as a really good play. But a heads up play by Markball actually roaming there from the mid lane to help clean up that death, make it not too bad, but I believe Sonization actually picks up the feet anyways. And Redacted now 3-0 in this Jinx. He is going to be loving his life.
Yeah, it's a rough start for HYG. 3 kills immediately over to Jinx. Worked out for Casual. He got the bottom way faster than TJ could. If TJ had been there, it might have been more of a fight. But ends up 3 for 2 with the good room for Mabra.
Yeah, like you said, great room for Mabra. I mean, once again, like it just feels like another thing where you kind of like have to expect the J4 to be ganking there. You didn't have vision on where he started, so it is fair he could have started top lane. But it was just the kind of the classic. Oh, he does get it! Wow, Marble with the solo bolo mid lane. I think he just exactly knew the damage there to know that he could flash and get that kill. That was really, really well played and heads up played by knowing his champion's range.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looking like he's a lot more comfortable on the Aurora, so you might be right. Might feel like he can carry a little harder on this chip.
Yeah, I think Aurora has a lot more.
Boosted no figure. Calling him out.
Well, listen, he doesn't play against the champion very much. You know, she's that kind of out of the meta, and we're giving him the benefit of the doubt for now.
Yep. But with that solo kill, they're back up to 3-3. Just gonna have to make sure they deal with this big Jinx before it becomes a big problem. And we'll be having that first dragon spawn in about 10 seconds. Focused down by any of the junglies.
Yeah, and if there are 2 champions, I think summarize Valhalla in a nutshell, I think it's Jinx and Amumu. I think both of those champions we see consistently prioritized by a lot of different teams just for their general impact in the game and how they scale and still have relevance regardless on how they're performing. So when you get into a spot where, like this, the Jinx is 3-0 and you're still taking a team fight in the 2v2, I don't know if Lucian just has the damage to do anything there. Still a pretty good trade
Okay,
over
poke
from
back.
Stone's Nation. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty even trade. Yeah, Jinx is seen very often. Amumu obviously is the green junglers for us. And I haven't seen as much this season, but at least the other seasons, Trundle with the split pushing a lot.
True. I think he's fallen a little bit out of the meta. Not, I don't think any nerfs are brought like nerfs to him. Just maybe a shift in like how the top lane plays out a little bit. I think he has.
Chunk there on casual.
Yeah, it's going to be another game where Marbra is definitely going to have to carry. Cooking Myth might be
He has
out
6,
in
so
no
this is
man's
a little
land.
scary.
And that's true. Jazz only sits on 5, but we're going to pan down to a mid fight. Anyway, Casual going to get ignited down. He's going to tick down. It's going to be a kill onto him from HYG Bonkers. But Bonkers, you were just out in the middle of nowhere. Redacted is going to be 4-0 now, and he's going to attempt to run down TJ, who's only level 5. The Rockets slam me down. Are they going to commit for the? Oh,
You lose.
I was about to say if Redacted had crit there, it was just like a 1 in 4 if he gets that kill, but he doesn't, so we can't blame it on that. Just didn't have the damage. TJ walking away with a sliver.
We'll get some plates, get some poke on the Jad's dead. But the full commit up to the top lane for Stoners, netting them the first 3 grubbies, looks like. Or is back trying to poke some.
That's true. I mean, it was still a good roam from HYG. They almost read Stoner Nation that they were going to go for grubs there, and they brought both their bot laners, which, I mean, one of them was, at the time, 3-0 Jinx. So that is a really heads-up play by them to kind of use their advantage in the bot lane to try and take these grubs. But unfortunately, they kind of got bullied off of them and end up not working out.
Oh, big engage there from Jad's dead.
Yeah. I mean, Association still gets that the 3 grubs, which they committed for. See Cooking Meth getting rotated down that bot lane into Jeffrey Crazy with the Lucian, but they at least were able to pick a kill back and tie this kill game up. It is only a 1,000 gold lead for Stoner's Nation, so HYG still in a pretty good spot.
For sure. Lucian has been getting a lot of solo farms since Jink has been around, and now Ari falls. So Jeffrey Crazy getting a little bit of a CS lead and experience lead as they're trading objectives and what was it turned into a 4v4 because Wooly was bot, now he's heading back top, but now we see driving on the dragon, so we'll see if we fight over that again, or it might just go over to Stoner's Nation.
Yeah, I feel like it probably should go to Stoner's Nation. I mean, you saw that 4-man dive in the top side, the takedown boosted, so they kind of have an idea about where everyone was. Casual's pretty safe to start this up, knowing his bot lane is rotating down to help cover this, and the Jinx is going to get excited. Not going to look for anything onto those 2. But yeah, good call out for Jeffrey Crazy. He actually technically is up 2 levels on this Jinx, so he did get a significant advantage there in the experience lead. But that is kind of overshadowed by the 4 kills that Jinx is sitting on with that BF sword and the slingshot.
Yeah, I think if they could engage before Jinx hit 6, they could maybe capitalize with the culling to just burst her down. But if they can't do too much with it, the items will end up being a lot rougher as they get towards the mid game.
Yeah, I'm really afraid of Bonkers kind of getting bursted down and then Jinx getting the kill and getting excited and just kind of roasting Jeffrey Crazy.
Right.
So, but I mean, it's still decent damage going down. He still Jinx did hit 6 there. Nautilus critically still on 5. Bonkers also still on 5. So, at least the extended CC is down for both sides. So, I'm assuming they're probably just going to chill until one of them has the advantage. Not quite sure what the experience lead looks like, but Casual just sitting on him Jeffrey Crazy in a bad spot, able to flash away, but Bonkers is in a bad position. Redacted should be able to take this down. He's just going to go unstoppable in this Jinx 5-0-1 at 9 minutes, and see a mid lane fight coming from Marbra. I don't think he's going to be able to have the damage to kill boosted. There's a good all the way by boosted.
Forces the ult for ult. Good sacrifice there from Bonkers, saved Jeffrey Crazy, but had to be the sacrificial lamb for it. And now we have that 5-0 Jinx as they're looking for another plate. Pressure in the spot tower a lot. Now with the 3 grabs helping them out. Trying to jump
Bonker's
in.
gonna look to
Bonker's
go
solo.
in. I think we see TJ with ulti is walking down. Let's see if he can make a play onto this 5-0-1. Jinx is going to be a great flip from Bonkers. He comes the
Nice.
exhaust onto TJ. They still have the damage, though. Shutdown
Marbra's
goes over to
huge.
Marbra. And just a cleanup from HYG. It's a huge play, getting that shutdown on the Jinx, and critically the gold going down on the Marbra. So see if he can carry on this aura.
Really fantastic roam timings here. Marbra been picking up, I think, 2 of his 3 kills now from roaming bot. And TJ, I hadn't really noticed, but now up to 5-1 in that
Oh
jungle.
my
Has been
god.
Picking up all the kills on the HYG side for himself. So
Wait,
gotta
when did
go
that
strong.
I don't know if I just like you. I didn't pay attention. But God, yeah, he is technically about the scoreline is Jinx right now. We talked about her the entire game, but yeah, HYG TJ just silently sitting on Triforce on Wukong at 11 minutes. He is feeling good right now and in a great position to help carry this game along with Marbra. The mid jungle duo is insane, but we see engage from Cookie Man. Casual just in the right position, but a great ult out from Jazz Dad, but Casual gonna fall up with the
Good flash
flash
out.
anyways. Nothing you could do there, Jazz Dad. You played that as well as you could have, but unfortunately just got flashed it.
Yep, it was a good idea. He would have had to flash as
Casual?
soon as J4 flashed. But good try. It's okay that you fell there overall, really. See how the fight goes.
Cookie Math walking into a 1v3. I don't think this is the
Very
fight you
low.
want to take, my man. But maybe it is. They are able to turn that. HYG might be in a good position to do something. The castle just gets bursted down. See if Marbra can clean up this fight. That G-Shock comes in, but only hits Marbra, who's full health and is not going to get taken down. 2 kills over to Marbra is a great fight for them.
Yeah, ended up 3 for 1 when they were down a man, so really well fought by them. Had the Fed Monkey and Fed Aurora in the 3v4, so made it work out. Jinx could only contribute her rocket that didn't do too much.
Yeah, I think the big thing was that Stones Nation blew a bunch of ultis, killing Jad's dad there, and when they decided to commit to that fight in River, they just didn't have the cooldowns. You saw HYG with all the ultimates up, they were able to just kind of burst down the side of Stoner Nation and kind of clean up those kills. So, good heads-up play by them to take that fight, knowing that even though they were a man down, they were still had the advantage. So,
definitely not afraid and getting payday for it. I think for HYG, even though you see this Fed Jinx, you're not feeling too bad since you have a big Aurora and Wukong who are very good at blowing up AD carries.
yes, for
So
sure.
it'll be very much on Cop and Cookie to protect the Jinx, and we'll see how effective they can do it as they get into the actual 5v5s.
Yeah, and I will go back to what we said last game with Jazz Dad on the set. I mean, imagine set instead of Malphite in this composition. You're feeling a lot worse about yourself. Now you have the Malphite, the follow-up for the Malphite to set up these fights for the Wukong, for the Aurora, who your Fed members, is a world of difference. And we see it right here. Redacted just getting jumped on by HYG TJ. Can they actually follow up and get... No, he just gets bursted down.
Runs
Yeah,
him down.
Redacted, where are you going to go? Everyone is just going to jump on you. Jazz Dad's not even there for the ultimate, and you're still going to die. Imagine if he is there to follow up on it. 6-1 for both the carries on HYG.
Got rid of the minions. Ultim under tower. Good job there.
Oh,
Trying to
it's
hit
gonna be
Cookie
a
the
kill.
shield.
Solo
Not
Dolo
land.
coming out for Jad's dad on Cookie Meth. Huge kill for him up in that top play. That was a great save from him, saving that tower and getting himself some gold.
Yeah, very heads-up play. Used his E to clear the minion wave, and then ulted him to keep him under tower to help secure that kill. I see Marbra chasing out Casual once again.
Oh no, Casual. No,
doesn't
he
need
messes
Q.
up the flag combo. Not the QE. Oh no.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. His fingers were too fast. I think he knew what he wanted to do there. Unfortunately, the coffee must have kicked in a little bit too late and fumbled the keys a little bit. But Redacted just gonna get 4-man dove by HYG. Bonkers taking all the kills. Bonkers getting exhausted and taken down. The turret does fall. We should be able to finish this up, and DJ just takes that kill. 9-1 and 7 on this Wukong.
Worthwhile trade. We see Jazz Dad again on this Malphite. Slightly behind in CS, and doesn't matter because you're building tank, so you're just hanging out.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we talked about last game. This is exactly what we wanted to see, and he is playing it perfectly. You see the CS I mean, it's exactly what I expect. We're in the Volibear build where he's going to go Rod Ages into Quick Blades, correct?
Yeah, Navori.
Yep, in the Navori Quick
So, like,
Blades.
the unkillable volley build, but
Sure.
you just build a little bit of heal cut, and you have two really fed. Well, you have a fed Wukong who can hurt him a lot, and then an Aurora to burst him, so it'll be a little rough.
Kind of the downfall of this volley build is you are really squishy. Even with the ulti, with the E down, you can get bursted, especially when there's 15 kills between the midstones. That's a lot of damage to be coming down if they rotate up. But I mean, even Jazzad not doing that badly CS wise. He is down 31 CS, but I mean, you're into this aggressive Volibear as a Malphite. I'm okay with that. You have your ulti, you're basically a champion regardless.
See Bonkers scaring Casual out of his own jungle solo, and now the team shows up for the actual fight.
An absolute bloodbath going down to this top side jungle for the blue side, and it's going to be a free payday for HYG. Blue buff, 2 kills, and objectives all up for grabs.
Now up to 10-1 on that Wukong, and getting that Rift Herald to be ready to break over another tower.
Yeah.
Looking for a Volibear as they finish the objective.
The things that go down on HYG as well, yeah. Huge. And I really like that they at least gave Jeffrey Crazy that kill there, so if this HYG team has 3 threats, it looks like Redacted may be in trouble, but they did lock down Marball. Wow, it's great CC over from Association. They really, really, really needed that huge shutdown on the Marball. There's a lot of gold in their pocket.
Yeah, a little far up, but the rest of his team getting a lot of gold for themselves in the top lane, so not too terrible. Jeffrey Crazy is still there to defend their mid tower. So overall, a good map play for HYG. Just a little bit of a misstep from Mabra.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to it too, like I said, if you're this HYG team and you have 3 carries on this team, I don't know how you lose. If you can get a couple more kills in this Lucian, get him onto this like 2-item power spike he's looking to get onto right now, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Because it's going to be impossible to kill all 3 of these fed carries. So,
and a lot of that tower gold helping to even up Jeffrey Crazy's gold, anyways. Where he's still down those 4 kills, but not that far behind it.
Casual
he used that time, but the flash.
He hit it this time, but unfortunately, he flashed it. And there's been nothing you can do about that. Great charm over and boosted, not able to follow up, but. They're just kind of getting choked out of their jungle. You see the control wards going down. Marba, oh my god, what is that word, David? I mean, okay, to be fair, did hit everything. However, that was a pretty fed Jinx that you just did that to, and it didn't matter. Didn't
have the protection for Jinx and got caught out by the really fed AP carry. And take down another tower after the kill as well. So again, those objectives off the map looks like they're walking towards the mountain dragon now.
Yeah, absolutely zero vision in the spot side jungle for Spellner's Nation. There's not going to be a lot that they can do without face checking, and we've seen what face checking has done. Casual getting just absolutely obliterated the last time he tried that. So Dragon coming up here in a couple seconds, spawning now, and Jad doing his job.
Yeah, punching the rock, but just hits a Q and walks away. So, yeah, even more proof there for the Malphite. I think if we go to the game 3, which is looking possibly going there, I would like him to play it again if it's not banned.
Yeah, and there's an argument, especially in this league, to focus banning the lower salary players. Because these high-impact champions like the Ornn, like the Malphite, for example, in the top lane, are a lot easier to execute on, that you can put them in such a disadvantage. So I wonder if HYG decide to go, or I'm sorry, Stone's Nation decide to go that direction.
Right. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Can't get too ahead of ourselves. Still gotta get through this game.
Yeah, it's still technically it's only a 5,000 gold lead at 20 minutes, which isn't the craziest thing I've ever seen. Unfortunately, the gold is kind of on the people you want it to be, so That does make a difference, and we see Otacon getting bursted down with 0 contest. HYG.
Good.
No, I was just saying, HYG, please kill the flowers. That's all I have to say.
Well, they were the one who killed the flowers last game too.
Oh, that is true. That's true. They are 2 for 2 for killing flowers. So
we do see the Roa and the Navori on the Volibear, so we'll see how much he can use that versus getting bursted out too much.
Yeah, and you're more the top laner than me. It's still a very heavy AP build for Volibear, correct?
I mean, there's a couple of different builds. You can go like more of a full tank build.
Okay.
They're all mostly focused around if you can get a W and then the second W on someone, so you get all that healing.
Okay.
The issue right now with this build is, like I said, there's a lot of fed carries that can blow you up before you get your healing rolling. Because normally in this build, if it's like even your head, then you just can never die because you're healing every like 2 or 3 seconds.
Okay. So it's not so much just like what damage is coming out, but the sustain.
Yeah, this one's all about just the sustain from your W.
Okay.
But it's a harder one to get rolling in this kind of a game state.
Yeah, I think, like I said, the burst aspect is kind of what the issue is when you're going a more aggressive build like this, and unfortunately that's exactly what HYG has drafted, is the burst. So,
yeah. I'm not saying necessarily he's building incorrectly, because even if it was tank, it would still be very hard. Just
honestly,
tough with
would probably be harder. I think you have less win cons if you do go tank, because the rest of the team is so far behind, where you're opting into a 5v5, right? Where you have to have the Jinx kit ahead.
You'd be putting all the eggs in the Jinx basket, basically. Yeah.
Which I think having the 4-1 option is probably better, just in case Malphite decides to join a team fight and you at least can get some Oppo gold for him.
We see the pings coming out on Cookie Myth. They're ready to rumble.
They are ready to jump on him. It's going to be a 3v1 for Cookie Myth. I don't know if he has enough damage, but I have been wrong in the past. It does not look like it. He doesn't go out in time.
Too much PC. Wukong shows up to burn him down, and, doing what you can up there top. Team wasn't really set up to punish on anything else. Now HYG getting a big push on this top lane. Might be able to look to crack one of the inhibitor towers.
Yeah, they should be able to here. You can see the jungle is absolutely dark for HYG. They have kind of snuffed out Stoner Nation, and
nice hook.
Nothing you can see. Is a great hook. See if they're actually get a
right now.
Kill here. Nope, that is not going to go down. Actually has that Thornmail done as his second item, so Jinx, without the armor pen, not going to do too much to this Malphite to be able to take him down.
Yeah, it's smart to build that since it's the healing volley build. Help counter that some.
Yeah, really intelligent by Dad's dad to actually opt into that second. I think there's probably a couple other options he could have gone, but he did opt for that, and I think that is probably the correct thing in this 1v1.
Yeah. Now Volley's back up. They're all a little low. I think they could reset or just walk over the dragon. Looks like the Malphite is backing right now. So yeah. I think just set up for the objective, get yourselves on soul point, and then potentially look for the Baron or that bottom second tier turret that's like the hardest to defend, so you can either get it or get a dive off.
Yeah, I think that there's an argument if the game is just a little bit closer. If HYG does commit for this dragon, you can almost burst this Baron down if you had the vision going. They're spawning about the same time. But unfortunately, without the vision set up, you can see Bonker's still hovering on that top side of the map, getting the control words down, making sure that they will know if this Baron gets started. It's going to be really difficult for Sonorization to even get in there. They're probably going to have to look for a miracle steal, if anything.
And getting the dragon started right now, don't even have Bonkers around. They know it's pretty much a free take. So setting up to do both the objectives like we talked about. Jinx Dragon coming in, not quite
a little bit early
enough for the steal, but good try.
Yeah, I mean, that was a blind Jinx ult. He was at least within a couple thousand. That was at least a great effort.
Yeah. A valiant effort, as now we see Rel and Wukong at least walking mid. They're not not all walk into Baron yet, which I would have liked to see him do.
Yeah, I agree.
Aurora might catch Cookie. But
Nope,
just
Cookie missed.
disengages.
So they're going to take a lot of damage to this Aurora. We see her sitting at 2 items, but has those upgraded feet boots done. There's a lot of flat 10 coming over for Aurora, which I think Aurora likes quite a bit. She does a lot of just like small amounts of damage that can use that pen really effectively, and especially when you're not sitting on too much magic resistance. You still have that Negatron Cloak is going to do a lot of damage even to a Volibear. Oh, but they're going to try to look in. No, Cookie Man, there are 3 people there hovering this Aurora. He's just under tower, but the tower doesn't matter when you are as tanky as Bonkers. Was a great
got the
escape.
TP out of boosted, as the charm will miss.
Dad
Kind of hanging in the jungle. They're a little split with the 3-2. I'd rather either see them all bot or all of them just do Baron.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
they don't really have a split team.
I understand the bot thing because you're like, okay, we gotta take the tier 2. It's the last tier 2, but also you do have the Baron up. So it's a little bit weird. Booster having to flash away. Jazz going to commit to the all in. Is going to be enough damage. It is, but he may just fall for this. The rest of the team is there. It's just an absolute collapse on the Lucian. Going down, TJ gets exhausted. This might be the turn that Civilization is looking for, and it is 4 members still alive. Civilization trying to take down one more. Another shutdown. There's a triple kill for Vlad. Or, Vlad. I said Vlad because I couldn't crit. Redacted. But, yeah, that was an absolutely huge fight for Civilization. That's exactly what they wanted. They should transition this into a Baron.
Yeah, huge for them. Overstay / a little disorganized from HYG, turning into a 4 for nothing and the immediate Baron start. Very smart by them. Mabra TP and bot gonna look to get that tower in the meantime, so just doing a quick trade. I mean, there's no real way he could stop the Baron anyway, so may as well get something. Yeah, fantastic for Stoner's Nation, and only down about 1k now in this game.
I can't believe that fight even went that way. I don't hate Jad's dad going in there. I think it was probably the correct play to try to burst down. I think it was boosted. That maybe gotten caught out, had to flash away, but Jeffrey Crazy ended up being in the front line of there and got caught out by the casual engage with the cop and got bursted down so quickly the rest of the members just started falling. TJ getting exhausted in the middle of that fight. Goes down after that, and there's just an absolute cleanup for Jinx, and we see the turn that Jinx can be in the big game. She gets that 1 kill, and it's just a free farm for the champion.
Now on the 3.5 items, starting to get that tank shred as well. Getting that tank shred will be really important against all these tanky members and the Mountain Soul stacking.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the Nautilus ult actually got dragged through, I think, basically the entirety of HYG in that fight.
Okay.
So that made the fight really good too.
Yeah, I totally believe that for sure. I think it is a very underestimated ult because a lot of times when you use that Nautilus ulti, you're actually not ulting your priority target. You're ulting somebody else that you can drag through the team, like you said. So, like I say, it must have been really good target selection by Koff there to guarantee that in a lot of people and allowing him to help win that fight and pulling this gold lead within 1.3k. So that's really impressive by them. For
sure. But with the dragon coming up, I think HYG, you still have your fight carries, you know how you can fight, you just want to blow up the Jinx. Still the same game plan, so I want to see them set up vision for this dragon coming up in 45, get themselves a soul, and use that as a win condition to try to end out this game.
Yeah, it's weird now, because at this point you're like, I really wish this volley was full tank, because now we are just all in on Jinx. But at least you do have a little bit of a threat from him if he wants to put the spot lane while the rest of the objectives are coming up.
Yeah, if this wasn't Soul Dragon, I could say you could almost just split push, but it's really important to not let them get the soul for Stoner Nation. But they are setting up for it. They're all here. Stoner Nation looking like they're pushing up mid and will come down river as a team. Good way to set it up to
I actually don't hate using Baron here to actually push this mid lane out. Like, if you make HYG respond to that Baron push, you can force them out of the jungle, which is kind of what they're doing right here. And
Yeah,
maybe you can kind of create some separation for this HYG team and find that pick you're looking for. So this is totally correct. We see Jinx and Vlog are actually just going to keep marching
pushing
down
it down.
mid. Yeah,
Alright,
no, I
they're
think
coming
this
into
is
the drag. They're
absolutely
going
correct.
for the trade.
Yeah.
Smart play. If they can get an inhib and maybe even pressure even more, might just be able to
I
end the
think you just
game.
keep going, right? Yeah, 100%. And
Getting
they're
all the
going to
back
commit
stuff
for
now.
this.
We're going hard
Jinx
for it.
getting excited. Everyone from HYG
Nice
is
triple
back.
knockup
This is going to be a
and five-man
5-man ult from Bonkers, but do they have the damage to finish off the game? HYG Crazy, Jeffrey Crazy is going to try to finish this off.
He's
It's going to be
trying to hit
3-man for HYG, and everyone from Civilization is going to fall as a valiant
Not quite.
attempt. I think it was the correct play from them. Knowing that you didn't have the Vision of the Dragon, the soul point up, you just go for the end there. They didn't have the damage, but at least they have an out now with that Nexus open.
Yeah, really good delay by Bonkers getting a 3-man knockup into a 5-man ult, followed up by Jad's dad getting a 3-man knockup. You saw how close the Nexus was being dead, so any little bit of extra damage could have been the end of the game for them.
Yep.
But trying to go coast to coast now. Don't think they'll get it in time, but should get an inhibitor at the very least here.
Yeah, we see the TP getting out forward side of HYG to kind of stop. Oh, he actually back.
Alphite's in the base, worried about some kind of TP backdoor, which they do have the TP,
Right.
but they did not drop a ward, it looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. He did back to kind of cover that, which probably the correct play if you didn't see the wards go down.
Yeah, that's where if you have the money, just buy a couple pinks and make sure real quick. Yeah, smart to make sure you don't get TP backdoored. And now, even out the inhibitors, so at least the minions won't be free pushing into the base, but they'd have to be very careful until they get an inhibitor back.
Yeah, it's going to be a very delicate balance for HYG, knowing that Baron's coming up in a minute. They need to balance their vision with getting it onto Baron with the vision of, okay, we have a backdoor potential here. We need to make sure this doesn't happen.
You see one of the pink wards in the base, so that'll make them feel at least a little bit safer.
Yep.
And they do have a couple TPs available. If they saw a TP going off, they could react. So yeah, they just gotta try to push up the lanes. If they keep vision in the jungle enough, they don't think anyone's gonna jump the wall. I think they can get out and get the wards down. As we see the engage on the boost.
Yeah, the engage. It's just boosted, maybe getting bursted down. They were kind of in the jungle without any vision. They didn't know anyone for HYG were, but
TPing back to stop the volley going through the end, Aurora TPing back here.
I don't know if
they're all here. They got the CC.
Yeah, it was a good respond. I mean, so the issue is at this point is now Baron's up in 10 seconds. You're down a member, so it is probably just going to be a 4v4. I think you're just weaker than HYG as a 4v4, and they probably just take this Baron. But
yeah, well, they don't have their jungler, so they have to be careful with the Baron. But it helps them delay to where it'll be closer to that inhib spawning and almost catching out Casual there.
Alright. Casual with the perfect EQ combo. We've seen it hit all game.
Missed it.
Never missed it, not once. And he hits it there.
We've got mid getting pushed. Already split about a little bit, but not sure if anyone's there to respond to her.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you probably just put Jad's dad down there, knowing he has TP, and he already has an MR item. He should be fine against this Ahri to kind of stop any push that Boosted tries to put down.
Right. We have the Baron up now. We got 2 minutes on the Elder as well.
I want to point out this ward that's sitting in. Oh, Boosted. Oh, man, that's just all damage.
Just from the ultimate.
Anything else? Yeah. Okay. And that used to do way more damage too, which is crazy.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of damage. But there is that flank. Nope, they got cleared out, I believe. I can't tell. There's a flank where there was one back in that red side top jungle. That would be a great flank angle for Boosted or Cookie Math if they want to go for it.
Both teams know a big team fight can end the game, so poking at each other but not wanting to overcommit. As now we're seeing a dance from Stoner's Nation closer to the dragon. Might be looking to set up the Elder Dragon vision.
Yeah, now we're in this weird dichotomy where you have Elder spawning in a minute, you have Baron up.
We have Stoner's Nation a little bit split versus the solid 5-man from HYG, so they're gonna have to be careful not to get picked off.
See, and I think they know that they can probably just go with the Baron here. That they know where Casual is. He's getting engaged on by TJ.
They're going for it.
1v2 in the Casual, but it's just gonna be
but
so
he falls
much
to Barbara's
damage. Barbara. And that's just gonna be a free Baron going over for HYG. Their jungler for Stoner's Nation is dead. There will be no contest. It is
the
gonna
inhibitor
be free.
for mid also spawns, giving them that little bit of extra safety for the base. Getting themselves the Baron, so could grab this and try to run it down mid. Could just have Jad's dad answer any split with the TP to join the fight when they want.
Yep. So maybe Casual should have missed that EQ.
Potentially, maybe that was his moment to miss.
There's this time to finally miss
Calculated.
But clearing out the bot lane, going for the Elder, it looks like, so they're going for the double buff before they look for any kind of end. Not quite getting the stun on the Cookie, but very close. Good charm to interrupt the culling, though it does
decent amount of damage.
Half the HP in just those couple of shots.
Yeah, and that was through that Mountain Soul shield as well, so, I mean, definitely crazy could be at, 1/4 health right now. It's a good combo, but
That's that, helping push up the mid wave. Should be looking to join his team now, as I think it's time to go for this. I either go for the push mid or just grab the dragon and then go for the end. You got the buffs. Time to try to end with him.
Want them to get this mid pressure. I don't want them to coin flip this dragon. Casual has been known to steal many of objectives, so if you let him in there, he has a chance. So if you just commit exactly on the cookie map here, that's a great.
He fails to jump over the wall with the ult.
No, but actually he became unstoppable, so he doesn't get hit by the Malphite ult, but the rest of the team is just getting engaged up by TJ. There's a great flash over from Bonkers. He gets a 3-man ulti and a huge stun by Bonkers, CCing 3 members of Stoner's Nation. It's just going to be a cleanup city for HYG. They don't even need the Elder. Double kill for Bonkers, I guess? Sure. Good for him. Yeah, the rest of HYG should be able to clean up this game and tie this series up.
Yep, just have to wait for their minion wave. They've already got the Baron buff. And should just be GG right here. Getting the hook onto the Malphite, but doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this is too much damage. Going down, Cop makes a valiant last stand. Boosted, you're going to get shot to death in your own base. Marble going for the flash to seal the deal. It's going to be a pretty decisive win for HYG, although it did get a little sketchy there in that big game.
Yeah, almost threw it with a little bit of a botch on the dragon. I think when they had the pink ward, they could have just let Wukong solo it and had the rest of the team defend mid lane.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But they pulled it off, didn't get backdoored from the one play, and easy win, so we're going to game 3.
Ooh, Silver Scrapes, okay.
I really like that adjustment from HYG. A lot of just their normal playstyle, but putting the tanky boy on for Jad's dad looked way better, in my opinion.
100%. I think it was a world of difference. Banning that Darius out and then giving Jad's dad the essential counter pick, but also the safe pick with the Malphite. I think he did fine in the cookie method in the lane phase, but really what was impressive was his ability to transition that into the team fights. He just felt like he was there all the time, making the plays, allowing the Fed members, I mean, to be fair, all 3 Fed members, TJ, Marlborough, and Jeffrey Crazy, to kind of pop off and clean up the rest of those team fights.
Yeah, agreed. For Stoner's Nation, a lot of good looks for them. Like, we had a hyper-fed Jinx once again. So, if we play around that a little more, could be good. We got I think, get Casual back on one of his go-to champs. Did fine on the Jarvan, but TJ was a huge carry in that one for sure.
Yeah, I think the Stoner's Nation is, to me, feels pretty one-dimensional with this lineup. and less casual is on a carry, but it's either like Shaco or Tank to me. And I think the Jarvan was a good adaptation. I think he tried to go more towards that carry style, just didn't work out this game. But at this point, Redacted has done fantastic on this Jinx in both games. Even though they did lose this last one, he still did pretty good. I think you just kind of commit to that play style. You play out the 5v5, and you will use that as your win condition to try and take down HYG.
For sure, for sure. Do we want any break time for the Silver Scrape song, or just want to roll into that game number 3 and have it done with?
I will defer to Blitz.
What you feeling, Blitz?
All right.
We're gonna.
Lights go down intense, one last chance, no pretense. Crowds roll out and wild, victory dreams beguiled. Team fights for the crown, legends never back down. Hearts race and it's life to keep hope alive. Final showdown, here we go. Feel the fire, the warriors glow. Shining bright in every soul. True legends chase the goal. Skill and strategy, enemies, it's you and me. Push the lanes, break the walls, answer destiny's calls. Cheers echo through night, every move perfect and tight. Summoners call her clear, night of glory drawing near. Final showdown, here we go. Feel the fire, the warriors glow. Shining bright in every soul. True legends chase the goal. True legends chase the goal. True legends chase the goal. Skill and strategy, enemies, it's you and me. Push the lanes, break the walls, answer destiny's calls. Cheers echo through night, every move perfect and tight. Summoners call her clear, night of glory drawing near. Final showdown, here we go. Feel the fire, the warriors glow. Shining bright in every soul. True legends chase the goal.
All right, welcome back in. We're going to jump into a draft for game number 3, tied 1 apiece between HYG and Stoners Nation. Casters, take it away.
Yes, sir. All right, HYG. Keeping that Shaco ban, Amumu, and Darius. Didn't want to see those from game 1. And kept the Malzahar, but did not want to see a Trundle, so didn't want to see a random split push out of Stoners Nation. Kept the Jinx, got them, or no, HYG got the Jinx.
Yeah,
so
HYG actually
they're
got
ready
it.
for HYG Crazy to get excited.
Yeah.
Rel support once again, Wukong in the jungle, feeling good last game, so hoping to see if he can pop off once again. Syndra mid lane, looking to blow people up, and Garen top lane. Was Malphite banned? No, he wasn't. All right, I'm sad to see that a little bit, but we'll see how it works out. Starter Nation grabbing the Sivir, the Derek, the Scion, so casual back on one of his classics, the Aethel mid for boosted, and the Mordekaiser top. Another kind of skill top up for that a skill matchup for that top lane. But that was kind of how game 1 was, and we saw how it went. So we'll see if there's anything similar. See, Aurora got banned for Stone Nation. Understandable, was blowing people up left and right, so totally get it. And pretty standard bans across. How you feeling about this game 3?
Yeah, I'm still trying to digest these matchups. I think, like you said, I still think Malphite would have been a fine blind pick. I think that's probably what they're afraid of, was blinding the Malphite into something like the Mordekaiser, which would be traditionally pretty favored for the Mordekaiser. So Garen's still pretty safe laner, but just doesn't have the same team fight impact. Marbra decided to go for the Cinder this game. He got to see the Aesol get picked and pick the counter pick. I think that's very intelligent. Not going to take the Mel this time. We'll see if he can carry on. And TJ still on that Wukong. I like that off of him. And then, honestly, I think the most intelligent thing here is taking away the Jinx. Redacted has been so consistent on that, at least in all the games I've casted and watched, as well as this series. I think he's been so consistent on that champion that taking away that first pick was a good adaptation for this game 3.
Yeah, I agree. I really like the pick for bot. The Rel and the Wukong should be able to set up Jinx pretty well to keep her safe in team fights. Syndra just a great secondary carry to blow up the enemy's carry. Again, I'd agree if you pick the Malphite, could get slightly countered, like Mord would be pretty good into it. But again, if you're Malphite and you get countered, you're just farming and playing for team fights, so
Right.
it doesn't really matter.
It's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
But we'll see how it plays out.
Sure.
I like the Stone Nation lineup. Got another bruiser top lane for Cookie. 2 solid carries in the Aesol and Sivir, and a really good Taric Sion front line. So I think it's just the 2 teams very much ready for some front to back team fights, and we'll just kind of see who gets ahead and can run away with it.
Yeah, I'm really concerned about the scaling for Stone Nation. I think they may have opted into too much scaling between the Sivir and the Aesol. I don't know where their early game's really going to come from. And as we know, TJ on this Wukong could take over the early game if he gets the kills. He silently was 5-1 before we even realized it. So that is kind of a concern for me for this team. But if they can kind of stun it and keep it pretty even, at least for the first maybe 15 minutes, this team can really come online, which is kind of what Stone Nation is looking to do. So,
All right. I mean, if they fight over Grubs, Sion and Mordekaiser are perfectly fine at fighting early.
yeah.
So I think they just focus Grub side, give some drags, and Aesol can do fine if there's CC in front of them in the early fights. But yeah, we'll see how it goes as we get into game number 3 of HYG versus Stoner Nation.
Yep, I think this. I think the biggest thing this game for me is going to be the mid jungle duos. I think the TJ Marbra setup is going to be crazy, especially level 6. Marbra has that long range setup, and when you're boosted, you're in that like locked out Q phase where you can't move. You're so easy to get picked off, so you have to be really careful of staying really far back, doing your Aesol thing, getting your stacks, and staying out of the range of this Syndra from picking him off.
Right. We see a boosted started the tier on Aesol. I don't know if that's just the standard start. I generally don't like starting tier, just because I feel like if you first buy it, it's stacks up basically just as well, but you don't lose out on having the Doran's regen.
Yeah,
and
you lose
attack power from health and whatnot.
My only argument in this lane specifically is I don't think Aesol would ever have kill threat on Syndra, so at that point, you're losing out a little bit on the health, a little bit on the AP, but
yeah, I think it's more for the health so that you're not super squishy and just get killed.
Yep.
Because if Syndra hits a couple of balls and stuns you, can chunk you out pretty good when you're at 0 HP items.
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
I think, especially in higher elo and stuff, and I haven't really played as much, but I've been seeing a lot more of these 3-wave crashes outside of top lane, where a lot of these mid laners will force backs early force out TP and try to get an advantage that way. I'm not going to see if we're going to actually see that this game.
Jad's dad isolating himself and letting Cookie Myth get off his passive damage, so taking a little bit of extra damage. Oh, he started Doran Shield, which is very odd for Garen.
It is.
Also is running Phase Rush that has TP.
Easy level 2 going over to HYG. Redacted and Copped are not level 2 yet, so they're just going to get poked out. Pretty good trade over HYG, knowing when they're going to hit and using that to their advantage.
Yeah, pretty good trade there, Bat, and they got some good pressure going in for the side of HYG. I think it's weird to be Phase Rush Garen and then not have Ignite and go Doran Shield when we Phase Rush.
It's very defensive. The problem,
if you want to be defensive, I would have wanted to see like Conquerors.
Right, because the issue with Phase Rush Garen is you can't proc Phase Rush until you have the. Oh, I'm blanking. What's the first item?
Tiamat.
Yeah, like the Tiamat, either Tiamat itself or the Tiamat item, right? Because if you QE, it's only 2, so you'd have to either cancel it, to hit, and then run away, or Tiamat item, right?
To set it off before you have the Tiamat, you have to auto Q and then you.
Right, which is going to be very difficult because you're just going to absolutely chunked out by his Mordekaiser. And we see Cookie Meth is kind of pulling a game 1 against Jad's dad here. Reminiscent of the Darius CS difference.
I think all the games he started out with a pretty big CS lead, but just for the Malphite one, it evened out a little better.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just going to be some big trades. Let's see if we can get the pull down. The directed camera said he didn't, so it's just going to be an actual engage over on the Casual. The flash going down. Casual's going to burn that first blood onto TJ, but Casual is still technically alive. Big damage down on the Bonkers. He is just out in the middle of nowhere, but unfortunately you have a Silver, so your early game damage is non-existent. It's going to be a good first blood kill over for HYG.
Yeah, good try on the gang from Casual, but well countered by TJ to pick up that first blood. Going to himself, but not bad overall.
Yep, it was just basically both junglers pathing down from the top to bot. And
we see Garen backed and TP'd, got the, like 5 ability haste item?
It's basically 250 gold for nothing, I think is how I see it, at least.
we got a refillable pot, so we spent our money.
At least we did spend our money, and it will build into other things eventually, but not a huge spike for him.
Also, the issue with that, it's not a longsword, so you're not building towards the Tiamat to set off your Phase Rush.
Does it? I think, is it 2? Well, I'm having a little fight here in the river. Casual is just going to be under that wall. It's going to be a flashover from Jad's dad, but a huge pull coming out from Cookie Meth. HYG DJ getting a kill onto Casual, but there's going to be a trade kill. Casual killing TJ from beyond the grave. Sion doing Sion things, even though he is in that jungle. The Bouse lives on.
Not bad. Had the 2-for-1 trade, so even up the kill overall in the game. Now got some Portal combat going on.
Yeah, before that happened, I believe you're also more than top lane me. Is it not 2 longswords and the cooldown to build Tiamat?
No, it's just 2 longswords.
It's just 2 longswords. Okay, so yeah, it is just he is just kind of delaying that phase rush proccing build that he needs to be going towards to make this champion useful in the lane.
Yeah,
which is going to be
like at one point it had that, but they got rid of it a while ago.
Yeah, see, I'm on my ADC grind right now, so I have no idea what's happening up in that lane, but it's going to be a good stun. The turret cop rotating up for these grubs, a very intelligent play, but unfortunately it's just going to be a 4v1 cop on the wrong side of HYG. HYG looking to go in.
Catching out Jazz Dad on the Garen.
And yeah, now HYG is just going to fall down. Jazz Dad has 0 health. Cop came back, but gets ulted by Jazz Dad. He did not want to walk up to that Garen with ulti. Let's see if they can get at least a trade kill back. Ulti goes down from Cinder on the Cookie Meth. The Ignite ticking, but so alive. Actually, that Jinx rocket would have been close, but Boosted taking that with his face, allowing Cookie Meth to walk out, is going to be a relatively even trade. I don't know who got feats.
HYG would have got because the Garen ult went off first.
Yes, that sounds right. Yeah, actually, Jad's dad securing feats for himself after Top on one side of that fight.
Cop was out and fine and just decided to walk back to help his team,
Yeah.
but walked into a Garen with ult. Okay. Now we have... I think we sold the cooldown item, and now we have a Bomby Cinder for Garen, who does Phase Rush.
Once again, I think Bomby Cinder did build with the cooldown item at one point. Does it still now? I have no idea.
No, else, I think. Bomby Cinder.
Was it not? Is it not a Giant's belt with the cooldown item, or am I crazy?
Oh, you're right. Okay, that had a cooldown. Okay, so he's planning to go...
Bombies the entire game?
Planning to go Bombies the whole time, but you went...
Okay,
I know what he's doing. He's doing a tank Garen build.
Okay.
With Phase Rush.
Phase Rush proc off of Bombie's tick?
No.
Okay, so it still doesn't work. Okay.
No, it's awful.
I was like, that was incredibly intelligent if the Bombies
if you ever want to do a tank Garen build, you go Grass, because at least then you're getting extra health.
Sure. No, I like.
And just know if you're doing a tank Garen build, it's still awful.
Yeah.
But at least then it makes a little bit of.
It's just probably worse than normal Garen, because then you have, not only are you basically as tanky, but you have no kill threat, right?
Yeah. Like if you get people, it's one of the weird things where your ult still does damage, but you have to get people low a lot slower.
Like if a Taric who's level 4 walks into you from a bush, then you can ult them. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so if you wanted to go Garen and then go tank because you wanted to play safe, why didn't we just play Mal?
No, you're 100% right. You build Hall Radiance for sure, right? That's why he's going this. It's a Hall Radiance build.
Yeah. I mean, you could be Malphite without Radiance.
Right. I mean, you could.
Anyways, it is what it is. It's fine.
It is, yeah. and honestly, like, the CS gap is a little big. He's not doing that bad. I think the issue is going to be that mid-game where Mordekaiser will just have the huge push. And it's going to be really hard to just deal with him.
Well, we're already seeing he's getting this big CS lead. He's not dodging much in terms of abilities.
Yeah.
So, like, it's going to be rough. And it's going to be very reliant on, I don't know, mostly Jeffrey, Mabra, and TJ to get very big to make having a tank that can kind of silence people every once in a while be useful.
Yep.
Scaled well with 80 and crit items too. Yeah, like literally there's a reason the Garen build is what it is right now.
I think it was this patch. They did nerf it. His E damage doesn't scale as well with crit, but I still think it's still optimal to go the more crit heavy build. Maybe
if you want to be a tanky Garen, you rush the Stride Breaker, as we see Stoner's taking these 3 grubbies, so getting themselves 5.
Yep.
You'd rush the Stride Breaker, so then you can set off your Phase Rush anyways, and then you just go like the other 2 tank items.
There's gonna be an engage from Stoner's Nation, but it's not even like Bonkers took any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, just kind of walking in front of him, but not getting stunned. Looks like we might get a fight here in the mid lane, though.
Yeah, they're actually looking for a good takeout from Marball, but the Tarkle just does not come down in time. He gets bursted down by the Syndra, and Castle now is in the wrong place, but in the right place for the Blast Cone and able to get out. So that is going to be pretty good pressure over coming from HYG. Maybe even fighting for these jungle camps. I don't know if there's anything that Redacted can do as a good stun. But yeah, there's not going to be any damage. They don't have enough damage in the scaling comp to contest this invade.
Right. Got redacted here, clearing the wave. Has TJ around. I'm
Whoa.
not sure. I'm pretty sure they know, but doing a good job just
Yeah.
throwing out the bouncing blades and the Qs to keep himself safe.
So we
Back to
just need
top lane. I can talk about Garen more. So you'd build your first item, then you go Dead Man's and Force of Nature. So that those both make you tanky and give you a lot of move speed to make you even more annoying to catch. You
I
never
feel
really
like that was
build.
like traditional like last year Garen build where it's like Strike Breaker, tank, normal.
It was the go-to one.
Yeah.
And it's still fine to do.
Still
It was
fine.
just, like the crit was really good.
Yeah. And it turns out you can just kill people, which is more fun.
Right.
But yeah, I mean he's still like not doing terrible in his turret, kind of down, 35 CS.
Yeah.
Well, I got that item.
Assuming you think the CS cap's gonna happen anyways, it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
But just I don't know, like look up op.gg or u.gg build and just follow.
Yeah. Definitely. Maybe it's just a confidence thing too, which is it's fine. I understand.
Oh yeah, for
Some of
sure.
these matches
But
can be so.
that's
so
when I go
difficult.
back to if it's a oh, here we go with the team fight in the mid lane, jumping on
Yeah,
boosted
boosted
sandwich, who's flashing away, gets blown up, but gets his ult down. Cop's still here, gets a double
Yes, gets a
stun
double stun.
into not a knockup.
Follow up. There's a
Missing his knockup.
huge ulti over from Bonkers. A triple stun to follow up. Cop is going
I'm
to be the
still
next
alive,
one to fall.
flashes in, but Bonkers will
Down.
fall.
Bonkers under turn has a huge splash from Redacted. Can DJ actually follow up with this kill? I do not believe so.
Ends up in a 2-for-1 HYG favored, but a very, very scrappy team fight there under that mid tower.
Wow. Yeah, very, very scrappy. I think what happened was since Cop blew that ulti before and didn't get it off, it was still on cooldown for that fight. So not able to get the Taric ulti, which I think would have saved a little bit of his team. And they were just able to finish people off too quickly, but not terrible. 2-for-1 isn't awful for how that fight kind of played out for Stones Nation. So they are probably okay with that happening. The gold lead's still very, very close.
Right. But overall, gold is still very close. Only a 400 gold lead for HYG, despite having 2 kills up. Mainly thanks to Cookie just CSing very well.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw, like I said, point out in the beginning of this game, it's going to be the mid-jungle duo for HYG, kind of trying to take over this map. You see most of the kills going down onto both of them. 2-on-2 onto Syndra.
Oh.
A little bit of
Garrett's
bounty.
coming in. Yeah, a little more damage.
I feel like the
Baby
shield's
getting
going to
blown
come
up.
out. Yeah, I don't
When the
know.
ult comes down onto Jad's dad, he should
was
fall.
be
DJ
there.
is here, but you don't really want to fight that Mordecai.
No.
He's 2 levels above you.
Yeah, that would have been a death sentence for TJ. It was a great pullback from him to not commit for that. After
Runs up
you
to
watch
save the
top.
tower, so good thinking there from TJ, not entering himself into the Mord.
Turnover from
Nice stun.
Tart
Walker's
does have
jumps
the
in with the
ulti for this fight, and he is going to pop it. This should just be a great
Run goes up.
kill over Redacted, and the Simmer going to be on the board here with her first kill. That should help accelerate this build a little bit more with the on-top wild arrows
Yeah, really well
down
played.
and proccing.
Really well played from Cop. Hit both the stuns onto Bonkers there, and kept him in range to give that kill over to Redacted.
Yep,
Oh, here we
and-
go, ganking onto Mabra.
Oh man, it's such a great ulti from Casual. Had the angle down to guarantee that knock-up, and there's nowhere for Mabra to go. Unfortunately, didn't have flash up. Must have burned it earlier in one of those fights, and had nowhere to go.
Yeah, really well played. Good setup, even though the Asol ult missed. Setup Casual for both his knockups, and they knocked down the Cinder.
It was a zoning all. He knew exactly what he was doing. Make sure
I'll
the
play it, I'll
guys-
play it.
Yeah,
If I hit my ult, he would have lived.
yeah, it's just weird how some of these fights play out because, like you said, you have Taric who kind of messed up his ult in the first fight where he died before it could go off, but then didn't have it in the second fight. He ends up dying in that fight, but then because it was off cooldown, he actually wins the fight in the 2v2 in the bot lane and allows the Redacted to get a kill there. So, just like the stagger of the ult and the cooldown, it's so underrated of a skill in the game to kind of track those cooldowns and know when you can fight.
Alright, looking like HYG should get this Rift Herald for free. Redacted looking like he's looking for a little bit of an invade in the meantime.
Yep, I think that's exactly what they need to do. They know that they are on the Rift Herald, and I'm trying to gather
know
my
Jinx?
feats here.
We know Jinx is alone right now. I'd like to see them dive this. And looks like Casual is on the same page as me. So we'll see how Jeffrey Crazy can handle this. Ooh, walks away from the stun in the bush.
Yeah.
That's nice, but he is stuck
Jeffrey
between
Crazy
three
is
champions.
so sad right now. What are you gonna do? And gets exhausted. It is, but is it enough?
Not enough.
No.
Casual too
Unfortunately,
tanky.
Sion just has like 3,000 health at 17 minutes. So
It's taking out the mid tower in the meantime. Looks like Boosted avoided the gank, so does not die, but they should get another charge off your mid. Might get a tower too. But it's a mid push versus the bot push right now.
I much prefer mid push. A tier 2 mid, way worth over whatever happened in the bot lane. So.
Yeah, a good cross map there, lose their 80 carry, but HYG gets 2 towers of mid, so I like that play with the Rift Herald.
So I do want to point out, we're at 18 minutes, and we are actually 1-1 in feats. They have not been collected yet. There's one dragon from each side, and only 3 grubs went down on the side of Stoner's Nation. So they are
Two.
Yeah, they're one jungle monster away from taking that.
So HYG, or no, Stoner's got first tower, right?
Stoners did get first tower, yep, and
Alright,
HYG
yeah.
got first blood.
So
So they are
it's
1-1.
like, does Rift Herald count as one? So then it's also they both need 1 dragon for the beats.
Wait, who got Rift? Because wait, no, that was
HYG got Rift.
HYG did, yeah. Rift Herald does count, so it
Yeah,
would be
so they have
1-1.
2 jungle objectives,
Yeah.
and Stoners have 2 jungle
Because it
objectives.
is way too difficult to include that graphic in the replay tool. Thank you, Riot Games.
They're like, we have it for our streams, but screw everybody else.
Hey, like, alright, I don't know. Anyways, we'll just speculate until it happens. But you can see that there are, like, differences with the boots when you get them at the tier 2 ones, and I don't see them on either side. Right, so we know they haven't been claimed yet.
Yeah, it'll be this dragon.
Yep, it will be this dragon.
you can
HYG
start
is
it.
set up to take it. Casual is over the wall.
Ooh, a
Does
good
have
pull
flash
there.
available. Let's see if Casual can get a good ult off here. Booster gonna run down. This has the
Flash
Sky's
is on
Ascent
Jeffrey
ult.
Crazy.
Huge ulti over from him. There's a lot of damage going down. Booster is just gonna shred the entire front line of HYG. Sky's
Feel-
Ascend is crazy when he has it up for a team fight like that.
Feels bad for Jeffrey Crazy. You got flash ulted by Mordekaiser. So you're alone in Brazil with him. TJ is still around, so could go for the steal on this dragon. Getting zoned out right now by Boosted though.
Yeah, good by Booster that heads up to know he might go for that steal there. Zone him out. Yeah, I think they just
Get it.
had the team fight there for Stone's Nation.
There are the feet. They got
Yep.
the final dragon.
The boots are upgraded now. And they will have access to
Red
tier 3s.
A little
Ooh.
chunk there.
I hate the
Not
casual
quite killing it.
take demolish though in the jungle, by the way. I hate it so much.
Just so good. What do you mean?
But he's a jungler, why is he taking turns?
Because he's Ion. Come on, man.
This is why I always ban that champion.
Didn't get that mid tier 1 quite as they're kind of rubbing for Cookie, but he's walking away.
Not quite.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Otacon
think
is
Cookie
here.
knows something's going to happen here. He's going to be able to walk away. The ult still not off cooldown, but probably about 8 or so seconds.
Yeah, very close. Looking for Jadzab, walks into the E, is stuck in the Riley slow, so
Is it going to come off in time? It is still on cooldown. He cannot get the
it's
ult
up
off in the
now.
jam, but it is
Actually,
up
it's up
now.
as they're all jumping in,
This
so he
is
might be able to ult
the
him.
right time to use it. Just take Jazz that away. Kill him.
That ults
Get your
in the
1-for-1.
shield.
Actually,
Flashes
side
over the
here.
Otacon wall.
Wait a minute.
Football.
Casual trying to save his top laner, but a savior he is not. Actually,
Ooh,
he's
but a
just gonna
triple
take
knockup, and he's not dying under
No,
tower.
you're right. Wow.
And
Look at the rest
meanwhile,
of
we
the
have Tarek and Sivir pushing mid and Asol pushing bot, so getting a lot out of this for
Yeah.
Voters Nation.
HYG has to kind of commit for this turn at this
Casual's
point.
still not dead, but they get one tower out of it. But they're losing tier 2s now as well. 2 in the mid lane, and potentially 2 in this bot lane.
Yeah, absolute kind of macro gap at that point. Good heads up play by Stones Nation to kind of
Rotating
get
bot.
ahead on the rest of the map.
Yeah, really well done by them. Great macro play, great rotations. Getting a lot for the death of their top laner.
Yeah, and critically, Casual didn't die either. I think if HYG committed for the turret, got Jinx excited, they probably could have ran Casual down, but he was able to escape with the skin of his teeth, and yeah, barely anything lost on the side of them, and huge plays from them, breaking over that mid, breaking over that bottom, and allowing them to start pushing that vision line down to set for these bigger objectives.
One thing Cookie might have been able to do is, I think Cinder got close enough when he ulted Garen. He could have just ulted Cinder instead and tried to solo her out before trying to do
That's
the
fair.
1v3.
Yeah.
Might have been tougher to kill her though, so probably safer to the melee kill.
Yeah, he may have not had that flash cooldown track. If Marvel has the flash, he just kind of gets away from that. So
Hope we
it's
see
gonna be another 1v1
we're jumping
Cookie
on
Man.
Cookie Myth once again, ulting Bonkers, so should be a 1-for-1 at the very least. Has
Yep.
taken no damage, so might be able
Oh,
to fight
but
this.
huge kill of the bot or the mid lane there.
Cookie just taking
it's
0
just like
damage.
What
as he's fighting
v3?
this.
HYG TJ may just be in trouble. The Q comes down, it's just
There's
another kill. Cookie Meth is just playing
There's
game one.
Three
Oh
for
my
nothing as the other
goodness.
4 are pushing down the mid inhibitor tower. Only Mabra alive, so yeah, they're gonna keep on pushing. Might look to get some Nexus turn. They've Bonkers up now, 10 seconds on different crazy.
It's just a absolute disaster for HYG. Not what they were
The
looking
Terror Gold
for.
comes down, they're not taking any damage from these towers, and Bonkers will fall. TP in from Cookie.
TPing in, yeah, he is ready to end this game. They're not going to mess around. No messing around
zoning
for
him out.
objectives.
Taking down both Nexus turrets, they are down.
Oh, there's just
Flying
nothing you
forward.
can do. They have too much health. HYG, a last ditch
They have no damage.
desperation play, but the Nexus goes down. A solid 24-minute game for HYG and the dominating victory for them.
Yeah, well played to Stoner's Nations, getting the overall victory 2-1. They didn't have to worry about their scaling because we never went to late game.
And that's the crazy part, right?
A huge Mordekaiser just 1v3ing and setting up for the end of the game as the rest of the team pushed. Well played to them.
Yeah, I'm really surprised when you guys you draft the scaling comp, but then you still win it 24 minutes. I think that kind of says something about what happened this game. They kind of won through that top middle duo with Scion and Cookie Meth just taking over the map and able to scale the rest of their team. So really well played.
Almost like it wasn't an ideal build somewhere, but we did get the Tiamat, so he did at least have the item to set off his phase rush at some point. So
Yeah, and the rest of the map was
something.
kind of on fire too. Unfortunately, it was just kind of a lot of the team fights just didn't go their way.
It felt pretty even till they had those couple of team fights they took.
Yeah,
Because it was only 7-16 at the end, and part of that 16 was after they got like a 5-0.
Yeah, the gold lead really wasn't that big for Stones Nation, but I think where the gold was the important part. That's what allowed Cookie Meth to kind of 1v3 at the end there and take over.
Yeah. And Cookie Meth being the sub for Stones Nation, who, due to you said their ADC had quit randomly, so they're now actually each week they're getting a new sub for the top lane or whichever role they need. So well played, Cookie Meth. Thanks for helping them out for the quarters, and we'll see who they play for the semis. The MVP vote is up. Get your MVP votes in there for who you think helped get them over the victory line.
Yeah, it's definitely a toss-up for me. I think everyone kind of had their moments on this team, especially in that first and third game. So I think Cookie Meth definitely had like the biggest highlights with his Darius and Mordekaiser plays, but they all sort of had their carry moments throughout the game. Redacted was a absolute consistent 80 carry, casual making his plays, boosted, a great support in that first game, and then kind of turned into more of a carry in that third game. So I really like the diversity and gameplay he had.
Yeah, I think I have to give it to Cookie. Like the 2 games they won, he was gigantic, and definitely helped them get those wins. But yeah, I agree. They all had some good plays. And they will be playing
Free SM.
3SM in the semis. So best of luck to them in their semifinals match.
I just realized was a spoiler. My bad.
Spoilers.
What? Yep, cut
fine.
that. Or
No one who watches this will remember about
Nope.
it next time. You know, we all
Nobody
have
knows.
short-term memory loss.
Of course.
But yeah, I don't think we have anyone around for an interview, so we can just say thank you all for watching and have a good night. I'm not sure when we're trying to get that last VOD series in. Could do a late night if we really wanted.